just halfway through the end of our trip. This is day 5, so always a good opportunity to look back and think about what we would have done different, and in honesty, nothing. So the way we did this, we went through a boat hire company called Red Adventures. They hire out kayaks, and they do 2 options. You can either join the tour and go to the island of Vis, which has got all the official campsites and apparently quite stunning, and I guess that works absolutely fine. We decided to go a little bit more independent. We just wanted the boats and the basic equipment, the maps, which has got a lot of information on, tells you where the ports are, where you can get food, all that kind of stuff, and also the camping spots as well. There's a couple of official campsites, but most of it's wild camping, so you can do it a lot more independently. You go over about 5 islands, so there's a few crossings, that kind of thing, which was why we decided to go with this as opposed to Vis. They're a great company to deal with, fairly well organised. The boats are good, they're very stiff, they're plastic boats, so you're not going to get the thousands of pounds of carbon fibre air blade type boats, but they are great boats. We've had no problems with them. They do a skeg option, or one with a rudder. We decided to pass on the rudder one and just go with the skeg, so a bit more like what we're used to back home. We didn't really bring much equipment. We brought a compass, a small aqua pack for the mobile phone, and just some dry bags and our own tow line, so they'll supply pretty much the rest of the stuff. We did bring our own camping gear. I'd say don't bring any heavy equipment. You don't need the 4-season bomb shelters. We took a very light tent, and we didn't even use the outer fly. We just put the inner fly up and pretty much slept under the stars in the sleeping bag liners. We didn't even get in the sleeping bags. I'd still take a sleeping bag just in case, but take a very light one. The lightest you can get your hands on, really. The weather's been like this all the way through. Conditions are variable, so it's important to have a look at the weather forecast. There is phone signal on all the areas that we've been, which has been quite surprising. Even some of the more remote parts, we've still been able to get signal. Most of the camping spots are on the coves. Some of them are quite private, some of them more developed, so you pick your spots, either something off the map or just use your head, really. A few of the days has been a bit of swell and strong winds on one of the crossings. That was a little bit on the choppy side, but on the whole it's been like this, fairly chilled out. It's a wonderful place to kayak. I strongly recommend it. Anybody thinking of doing a kayaking trip. Very different to the UK. Doesn't have the big cliffs or the unreliable weather conditions. It's generally quite reliable here. Even tidal. He said the tide only changes by about ½ metre, and that's generally it. So the Adriatic's a great place to do if you're a beginner, I guess, but don't overthink it. You don't need the GPS or anything like that. Basic navigation skills with a map and a compass will see you through this really easily. It's just a great place. So I'd also recommend a long sleeve rash top. We picked white because it reflects the heat, and I think there's UPF 50 protection on them, so you're not going to get burnt in them. I've got a wide brimmed hat and a neck scarf just to stop me from getting burnt, and a good water resistant factor 50 sun cream. Another issue we had was mosquitoes on the campsite, well, the camping areas. They bite pretty hard, and be very liberal with the mosquito repellent spray, and get a big one, use lots of it. I've been bitten 15 times I think, and they all itch and hurt, so that's one of the only gripes I've had with the place, but not an awful lot you can do about that. But seen a bit of wildlife, lots of fish. You'll see them jumping out of the water where they're chasing each other. A lot of butterflies, a lot of insects. Not an awful lot of bird life, but lots of places of interest as well. Last night we took a hike up to a monastery, and the scenery around there was absolutely stunning. It was a gorge, and that was on the south side of Brac Island. that was really something. But take time out of the boats just to explore the islands. We did. It's not just about the paddling, it's about experiencing the places as well. So yeah, we caught a lot of the best parts. We've not gone mad with the camera. Yeah, enjoy it. If you decide to come, then it won't disappoint. Yeah, enjoy.